Hey guys, it's Jake from Dirty Brown Outdoors, and as I said, I'm gonna show you a video on what my spread looks like out in the field right now. So, without further ado, here it is. This would be what my spread looks like. And let me just go over it. What I do right now, it's mid-season. I ain't running any feeders. I ain't using big numbers. All I'm using 2 dozen decoys, which people say it's big numbers, but I disagree. What I've done is I've got most of them in little groups of 4. And I leave a wide gap, a pretty decent sized gap in the middle, and where that stick is where I'll run a mojo over there, and I'll run a mojo by these bluebills. I'll run them this mojo. Either I'll put it by the gad walls and run my gad wall, or I'll put my floater in the water and run my bluebill floater. And if I was running, and usually I'll switch it out between weeks so my spread doesn't look the exact same to the birds. Either I'll take the teal out and take the mallards out and put teal, and I'll put two mallards, just so if I'm calling, it doesn't seem like I'm just calling like some people, because these ducks are getting smart. It's getting to the later into the season. Ducks are getting a little smart. And I'll run half a dozen back in the back. I'll use half a dozen pintail, and I'll use 4. As you can see, I'll use 4 bluebills or ringnecks or whatever I like to put out that day. And these are all just repainted bluebills. I need to finish the eye next season because the eye actually isn't white, it's black, but the ducks really don't care. I'll run 2 high head drakes, and I'll run a low head hen and a high head hen, just for some realism. And right now, I'm in my gad walls. I'm running all low heads. I'm running 3 gad wall drakes because I've been shooting mostly gad wall drakes, so I'm gonna put what is out there. And I'm running one gad wall hen, and I'm running. These are the 3 drakes are green headgear gad wall drakes, and this is a final approach gad wall hen. And onto our pintails. These are older pintails. I still use them. I've repainted them, as you can see. That's me painting them myself. This is the decoy that I haven't painted that needs to be painted next year. And I run them in kind of in a diamond with a hen in the middle and one looking like it's swimming up. That's what has worked best for me. And I'm using all high heads. But when it gets to when it comes to later on the season, when January starts, it's December 24th. When January starts, I'm going to put out, just to finish off the season, because they're going to start feeding in my area. Usually I'm just catching them on when they like to where they like to sit during the rest of the day. I don't start shooting ducks. I know this sounds weird. I don't start getting ducks to come in till around maybe 9:30. That's why duck hunting before school has just not happened this year. It's not, the hole's not like that anymore. It used to be I limit out before 7:30, and I was actually fortunate today. I limited out between shooting time starts at 6. I pulled out at 7 o'clock. 6:30. I got a limit of 4 teal, but the teal are starting to come down again because it's starting to get cold up north. So the teal are back, and so are the so do the big ducks. But as you can see right now, because I thought that all the teal were gone, as you can see, I'm running all big ducks. I ain't running any little ducks. And let me bring you over to this, and without further ado, I'll bring you over to this side of the spread. What I'll do, the same as bluebills, I'll run, these are all just repainted redheads that I've done, and I'm gonna show you comparison to the true redhead. This little sucker, I've already skinned him out. That's a redhead next to my redhead. That's exactly where it died this morning. So even though they're not brand spanking new decoys, which like those and look just awesome, they will decoy. This decoyed right over my spread. And you see what it is now? It's a dead duck. Yeah. And to finish off the spread, I'll run half a dozen mallards. And I'll show you decoy rigging in the next video after this one. And I'll show you how to change regular H&H decoy weights that you have to wrap around the decoy cord into Texas rigs, which I am a Texas rigs person. I'm a firm believer in Texas rigs. But anyways, this is how I put them. I put my mallards, I don't know why. I've seen them in the field this year. I've only seen a couple, but when I have seen them, they'll swim around in a triangle. And my dad always messes with me. He says I make modern art with my duck decoys, but you know what? I shoot more ducks because of it. And as you can see on that pole, let me just for a simulation, I'll move this mallard drake, and because since this is the back end of my spread, I'll either put this mojo, which I like to use. I mean, but the birds start figuring out what it is, and then for motion in the back of my spread, so they'll see the decoys. I'll start putting. I'll keep three ducks that are not three regular mallards that are just regular looking decoys, and I'll put either 2 or 3 on swimming kills. They're made by Game Winner. I'll review these in the next. Hold on, guys. I'm looking for these. Up. There's a nice thing of. You can probably hear them. There's a nice group of snow geese. I've actually been fortunate one day. They landed right. I was just doing a video for y'all, and they landed right in my backyard. It was crazy. I shot one with a pellet gun. It was the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. And I was fortunate to kill it, and I posted it, and I thought it was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. But, I mean, this is my spread. And some people might say, oh, you're using too many decoys, or you're not using enough decoys, or you're using too many big ducks. You're not using enough little ducks. You're not using enough variety. But you know what? I say I have a lot of variety. I mean, in my spread, I run bluebills or ringnecks. I run gadwalls. I run pintails. I run mallards, and I run redheads. To me, that's a lot of variety. Some people only use mallards and pintail. Some people only use mallards and green wings. But to me, this is what's brought me the most ducks. And you can make your spread like that. You can comment and tell me what I'm doing wrong. But this is what I've killed. This is what makes me limit out every morning. And that's another thing. When you limit out, you have to use the proper shells. I was using the wrong shells, and I switched my shell company and started paying a little bit more for my shells, and it's made a world of difference. It's just about your gun and your shooting, and really, to me, duck hunting is a lot of fun. But the ducks are only going to decoy if they want to decoy. It's what their opinion on today is. Oh, I want to go check out these ducks. But I've shot a mixed bag this year. I've been fortunate enough to shoot a mallard, green wing, both green wing and blue wing. Shot a redhead. Haven't shot a sprig yet. Shot a couple gadwalls. Shot a ringneck, and it's just been a great year. But so far so good, and I'll just keep posting videos, and in my next video I'll show you how to rig up how I get out there, and that's what I'm gonna do next. So from all of us at Dirty Bird Outdoors, Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.